Do we have a quorum?
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. Sir, allow me to conduct a roll call, sir. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Beacon Award Committee meeting. Today is July 2023. For our attendance, kindly confirm, kind acknowledge once your name is called for our presiding officer, Attorney Roberto Martin Buenaventura, sir. Good morning.
Present online.
Happy birthday, sir.
Happy birthday,
Thank you.
attorney.
Uh, um, Captain Florendo Jose Siakin III.
Present online.
Good morning, sir. Chuck. Engineer
Morning.
Ronaldo Lumibaw.
Yeah, present also online.
Good morning, Sir Ronald. Miss Amneris Gabriel, not yet here in our meeting room. Engineer Leandro Varquez. Engineer Leandro Varquez. For our professional members and users from ANS, ADMS, and CSIS. Also in attendance today, Mr. Chair, are the members of the technical working group, BAC Secretariat, and we send letters to our observers, COA resident auditors, PCCI, NGO, EBJFI, PICE, Internal Audit Service, PCAI, and PADPAO. So considering that four of the seven members, Mr. Chair, are present today, we do have a quorum and we are now ready for our meeting.
All right, thank you, Attorney Frank. With that, let's considering we have a quorum, let's proceed with the agenda items, please. We have first we have a pre-bid conference.
Yes, Mr. Chair. The pre-bid conference for the project purchase and installation of communication equipment for Calbayog Airport, bid number 23-020-07, amounting to 23,741,346 pesos an ANS project. And we have bidders who inquired and requested for link for these projects, sir. Requesting to allow the bidder to join the meeting, sir.
Go ahead, please.
Secretariat, please. Okay. This project will be presented by ANSTWG, Engineer Norik Baez. Go ahead, Engineer.
Sorry, I was muted. All right. So once again, good morning, everyone, and especially to our prospective readers, who is also rather who are also joining us today for this private conference. Um, for the project purchase installation of communications equipment for Calbayog Airport. This will be the outline of the presentation for this conference. We'll start the presentation with the project background, followed by the invitation to bid, then the instruction to bidders with corresponding BDS, general conditions of the contract with corresponding SCC, checklist, and the last part of the presentation will be allocated for any clarification or questions from our prospective bidders. For the project background, this project aims to provide new communications equipment necessary to operate the new air traffic control tower of Calbayog Airport for aerodrome and flight information service. The scope of the project includes the supply and installation of a new 50 watts IT-based VHF AM aeronautical transmitter and receiver system, its complete antenna system and ancillaries, a three-position IP-based DCS with ATC console and its ancillaries, a 10-channel redundant VLS, related testing and site training. It has a project duration of 365 calendar days. The CAAP through the DOTR CAAP MOA 2018 for the site acquisition, procurement, and implementation of various airport projects intends to apply the sum of 23,741,346 pesos, being the ABC, to payment under the contract for the purchase and installation of communications equipment for Calbayog Airport. Bids received in excess of the ABC shall be automatically rejected at the bid opening. So the table shows the breakdown of the components for this project. There will be six VHF AM transmitters as well as VHF AM receivers, three antenna systems and other accessories, three positions of BCS with ATC console, and a 10-channel VLS. Down at the bottom of the slide are additional information or details of each item found on the left side of the table. The CAAP now invites bids for the above procurement project. Delivery of the goods is required within 365 calendar days. Bidders should have completed within 10 years from the date of submission and receipt of bids a contract similar to the project. The description of an eligible bidder is contained in the bidding documents, particularly in section 2 of the instruction to bidders. Bidding will be conducted through open competitive bidding procedures using a non-discretionary pass-fail criterion specified in the 2016 revised IIR of RA 9184. Bidding is restricted to Filipino citizens, sole proprietorships, partnerships, or organizations with at least 60% interest or outstanding capital stock belonging to citizens of the Philippines, and to citizens or organizations of a country, the laws or regulations of which grant similar rights or privileges to Filipino citizens pursuant to RA 51A3. Prospective bidders may obtain further information from CAAP and inspect the bidding documents at the address given during 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the back office. Complete set of bidding documents may be acquired on July 12th until the deadline of submission of bid from CAAP back office and upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the GPPB in the amount of 28,000 pesos, which is inclusive of VAT. CAAP allows the bidder to present its proof of payment for the fees presenting the official receipt. It may also be downloaded free of charge from the website of PhilJeps and at the website of CAAP, provided that bidders shall pay the applicable fee for the bidding documents not later than the submission of their bids. Bids must be duly received by the BAC Secretariat through manual submission at the office address given on or before August 3, 2023 at 9:30 a.m. Late bids shall not be accepted. All bids must be accompanied by a bid security in any of the acceptable forms and the amount stated in ITD Clause 14. Bid opening shall be on August 3, 2023 at 9:30 a.m. at CAAP, back office, and or via online conference through Google Meet. Bids will be open in the presence of the bidders' representatives who choose to attend the activity. CAAP reserves the right to reject any and all bids, declare a failure of bidding, or not award the contract at any time prior to contract award in accordance with sections 35.6 and 41 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184 without thereby incurring any liability to the affected bidder or bidders. For further information, please refer to uh, Mr. Gary MJD, our overall head tax secretariat with the given contact information. Moving on to the corresponding bid data sheet.
Pero may nakikita yung ano. Paano siya nakikinig ko? Paano kayo nakikita? Wala.
For clause 5.3, for this purpose, contracts similar to the project shall be A. Supply, delivery, and installation, integration of air tower communications equipment. B. Completed within 10 years prior to the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. For clause 7.1, no subcontracted portion is allowed. For clause 10.1, A. Per cap memorandum dated September 17, 2018 regarding the disqualification of prospective bidders with pending case against the government in the procurement activities of CAAP, all prospective bidders shall be required to submit the following: One is a certification under oath testing that they have no pending case against the government, in addition to the eligibility requirements for bidders as prescribed under the 2016 revised IRR of A 9184, and two, legal clearance to be issued by the CAAP ELS with respect to the non-pendency of any cases of the prospective bidders against the authority. And B, accomplished revised Annex A ITB. For this ITB clause 10.1, for applicable items, the bidder shall indicate in the technical component the brand, type, and or model, version, and quantities or unit of each of the proposed equipment, subsystems, and auxiliaries. This document shall be signed by the bidder's authorized representative. The bill of quantities with corresponding price schedules and the accomplished financial form shall be consistent with and reference to all plans, designs, and layouts submitted in the technical bid proposal. Additionally, letter C, design requirements and certification of site inspection. The design requirements will be as specified in Section 8, and the site inspection certificate shall be part of the bid submission. ANS will coordinate for the schedule of visit, certificate of site inspection form, and any update. Bidder shall propose the schedule and send the details of their visiting personnel, like the name of the personnel and photocopies of their IDs. For purposes of this clause, the procuring entity's representative at the project site is as shown on the screen. So bids that comply with the above instructions shall be disqualified. This is the form that will be used for uh, compliance with ITB Clause 10.1, and this will be the certificate of site inspection that will be used or submitted by the prospective bidder, the company ID, both the front and back sides of the IDs, the airport logbook as well, showing the entries of the names of the visitors inspecting the site. For clause 12, the price of goods shall be quoted DDP at Calbayog Airport for the applicable international commercial terms for this project. More on the bid prices for goods offered from within the country. So the incidental services include but are not limited to the following. Item number one, all expenses for the processing of permits and licenses shall be part of the price schedule of the equipment. Number two, provision and installation of cables, grounding, surge protection, etc. for the different equipment to meet operational and functional requirements. Prices for these incidentals shall be incorporated the equipment listed in the bill of quantities of the schedule of requirements to which it is primarily related. Item number three, importation licenses, permits. Item number four, civil, electrical engineering services and installation costs. Item number five, training. Number six, project management services. And number seven, as-built plans and drawings. For goods offered from abroad, the following incidental services shall include, but not limited to these items. Item number one, provision and installation of cables, groundings, etc. For the different equipment to meet operational and functional requirements. So prices for these incidentals shall be incorporated to the equipment listed in the bill of quantities of the schedule of requirements to which it is primarily related. Item number two, export licenses permits. Item number three, engineering services required for the design and configurations. Item number four, equipment installation costs. Item number five, FAT report, training and related documents. Number six, related equipment tests. Seven, site technical training to be conducted by certified, authorized technical personnel from the OEM. And lastly, item number eight, installation, operational maintenance, and other forms of manuals, system and circuit diagrams, equipment as built plans and drawings. For the bid security, for clause 4.1, the bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration, or any of the following forms and amounts. A. The amount of not less than 2% of the ABC if bid security is in cash, cashier's or manager's check, bank draft guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit, or B. The amount of not less than 5% of the ABC if bid security is in surety bond. About the sealing and marking of bids, each and every page shall be initialed, signed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Submitted eligibility, technical, and financial documents shall be properly marked with index tabs and must sequentially paginated in accurate order in the form like page 3 of 100. So the page number of last page of the document on the per envelope basis. Pagination should be sequential based on the entire span of the whole documents inside the envelope. Each bidder shall submit one original print copy of the first and second components of its bid and soft copy in PDF format of the same original copy of bid submission in print. Bids not complying in the above instructions shall be automatically disqualified. At this point, Mr. Chair, and to our prospective bidders, we would like to clarify that the disqualification of the submitted bid without the submitted soft copy is, I mean, non-submission of the soft copy in PDF format is not a ground for disqualification. This is to clarify the statement based on ITB Clause 50. This slide illustrates the um, organization of the documents for the eligibility and technical requirements to be contained in the first envelope, and the financial proposal shall be contained in the second envelope. This slide shows the format of the table of contents and what the index tab should look like, the pagination, and the signing of each and every pages of the submitted bid. For clause 16.1, bids must be duly received by the BAC Secretariat through manual submission. The address for submission bids is as shown on the screen. For clause 19.2, partial bid is not allowed. The goods are grouped in a single lot, and the lot shall not be divided into sublots for the purpose of bidding, evaluation, and contract award. In clause 20.1, all designs plans shall be signed by the professional electronics engineer as mandated by RA 9292 and the bidder or its authorized representative. The contractor shall be responsible for securing all necessary permits from respective offices that may be necessary for the installation of the equipment at site. The cost of acquiring such permits, including its processing, shall be borne by the contractor. Clause 21.1, the following documents shall be submitted together with the technical proposal. Number one, system interconnection design diagram. Number two, equipment room layout plan. Number three, certificate of exclusive or authorized distributorship issued by the OEM of the supplied equipment. Number four, ISO certificates of the manufacturer and that of the product or its internationally recognized equivalent. Number five, latest official OEM equipment technical characteristics, specification, and or sales materials, reflecting all performance and functional specifications of proposed equipment. Number six, all system design drawing shall be signed and sealed by a PECE. And number seven, copy of the PRC certificate or clear photocopy of PECE license, copy of professional tax receipt, and certificate of good standing from accredited professional organization shall be submitted by the signing PECE. Bidders who fail to comply shall be disqualified. For the corresponding SCC for each GCC, on the delivery and documents for the purpose of this clause, the procuring entity's representative at the project site is as shown on the screen. For the incidental services, Training of the procuring entities personnel at the supplier's plant and or on-site in assembly, startup, operation, maintenance, and or repair of the supplied goods. The contractor or supplier shall warrant the entire equipment, assemblies, software and related integrations, site works for 1 year DLP, both for parts and service, plus 1 year warranty period, also both for past parts and service. For IP-based VHF radios, high power RF circulators, uh, etc., ancillaries, and so on, that has any defects that occur within the warranty period and require the equipment to be shut down for repair or service, the contractor or supplier shall provide and install the service equipment with equivalent performance as temporary replacement of the defective equipment, as stated in this bidding document, in order to maintain the communication capability of the air navigation facility. The contractor or supplier shall describe the proposed support provisions within the DLP and warranty period. The contractor or supplier shall submit an OEM issued guarantee that the availability of spare parts of the equipment supplied shall be at least 10 years after the project acceptance. About the advance payment in terms of payment for clause 2.2, this is a turnkey project. Payment will be after issuance of project completion certification of CAAP. For the inspection and test, the tests that will be conducted are the factory test report verification, periodic inspections at site, and site acceptance test. The procuring entity or its representative shall have the right to inspect and or test the goods to confirm their conformity to the contract specifications. Inspections to be conducted will cover but not limited to the following, as listed here on this bidding document. Moving on to the schedule of the requirements. So the schedule of requirements as shown shows the breakdown of the items for the VHF transmitter system. It will be consisting of 6 sets, the same set number or number of sets for the VHF receiver system. Then the number of sets were also identified for the antenna system and other accessories, as well as for the VCS at, or with the ATC console, the voice login system, and the requirement for the site training. Now, moving on to the checklist of the uh, bid documents that must be submitted by our prospective bidders. For the Class A documents, for the legal document, the valid PLGF's registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of the IRR. For the technical documents, B statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid, and statement of the bidder's SLCC similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided for the relevant sections of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184 within the relevant period as provided in the bidding documents. And the original copy of bid security, if in the form of surety bond, but also a certification issued by the in Insurance Commission, or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration, and conformity with the technical specifications, which may include production delivery schedule, manpower requirements, and or after sales parts, if applicable, and original duly signed OSS, and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original SPA of all members of the joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. And additionally, the following documents shall be submitted together with technical proposal. Number one, system interconnection design diagram, radio coverage map, equipment room and antenna layout plan all of which are signed and sealed by a PECE. Then the certificate of exclusive or authorized distributorship issued by the OEM of the supplied equipment. ISO certificates um, or its internationally recognized equivalent of the company and that of the product. Number six, latest official OEM equipment technical characteristics, specification, and or sales materials reflecting all performance and functional specifications of the proposed equipment. Number seven, copy of the PRC certificate of, or clear copy of PECE license, copy of PTR, certificate of good standing from accredited professional organizations shall be submitted by the signing PECE, and the certificate of site inspection. Then letter H, accomplished device Annex A ITB 10.1 form and lead bulletins if applicable. For the financial documents, letter J, the prospective bidder's computation of NFCC or a committed line of credit from a universal or commercial bank in lieu of its NFCC computation. And letter K for Class B document, if applicable, a duly signed JVA in case the joint venture is already in existence or duly notarized statements from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. For the financial component envelope, R, original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form, and S, the original of duly signed and accomplished price schedules. So the forms that will be used for these documents can be downloaded at the given website. At this juncture, Mr. Chair, we are now opening the floor for any questions or clarifications from our prospective leaders. That concludes my presentation, po. Thank you.
Um, to all our bidders, may we request you to type your name and company you represent in our chat box in order for you to be recorded in today's proceedings. So, Mr. Chair, we are now ready to accept questions and clarifications from our bidders. May we request bidders to press the raised hand button if you wish to be recognized. Any questions po from our prospective bidders? Mr. Chair, Mr. Malcolm Ong would wish to be recognized.
Good morning, Malcolm Ong from Everton Builders. I would like to clarify regarding the number of UPS to be supplied.
ANS, please.
Yes, thank you, Sir Malcolm. Would like to direct that question to our end user who is present in the meeting right now.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Chair, and the rest of the BAC, and all our prospective bidders. This is Rosemary Tan. Based on the schedule of requirements in Section 6, you can find the UPS requirement for each item number. So that will be required for the total power requirement of each system. So that is the quantity. So based on the item number in each uh, part of the system.
So that means that will be 4 UPS, one for each transmitter, receiver, BCCS, and BLS. Normally, we install only one per rack.
Uh, that should be reflected in your bid form, the quantities. So it should follow the schedule of requirements.
Okay, we'll send our query officially. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Malcolm Ong. Any other questions from our prospective bidders? Ms. Rodora Cabantian, go ahead, ma'am.
Good morning, sir. I am Rodora Kabatian of Integrated Energy Systems. Sir, we would like to request for an extension on the opening of bids, considering that we still need to conduct a site inspection.
ANS, please.
Mr. Chair, I don't know if I should be the one to decide alone or it should be the committee who will decide on this.
Ma'am, again, what's the question again, Ma'am Rodora?
Sir, we would like to request for an extension for the opening of bids,
Okay, okay.
considering
Ma'am,
that we still need to conduct a site inspection and uh,
ma'am, I think, ma'am, it is better for you to write our your concern, your request for extension to put it in the writing. But for the meantime, ma'am, the schedule of opening and submission of bids is set on October. That's August 3. So should there be any changes po, we will be issuing bid bulletin to reflect any changes as to the schedule and opening schedule of for the opening and submission of bids. But we suggest, ma'am, you put your request for extension into writing po so that the committee will be able to deliberate it.
noted, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions po? I think, Mr. Chair, we don't have any other clarifications from our prospective bidders. We can now close this item, Mr. Chair, just to remind the bidders that they can still submit their queries, clarification 10 calendar days before the opening of bids, Mr. Chair.
Okay, considering there's no more questions, let's already close this pre-bid conference. Thank you for our prospective bidders, and we look forward to your submissions.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To all our readers, thank you, and we are looking forward to your submissions, bid submissions po. Maraming salamat po. You're now excused po.